just to even start, before I even talk about the Jaguar ad, for anyone who had the pleasure of not seeing it yet, my bad. But I need y'all to see this Jaguar ad that has just led to all this turmoil. Busted looking. Create exuberant. Live vivid. Delete ordinary. Copy nothing. So, okay, the thing is about this ad, like, why are we celebrating objectively hideous people? And it's actually not even that the people are hideous, because most of their face cards are actually T, but it's just like the styling, the non-binary of it all. It's like, nobody wants this. When you look at like Jaguar historically, Jaguar was always such a sexy, sleek, vintage feeling car with like this classic appeal to it. Nobody is going to Jaguar because they want something non-binary and futuristic, but instead that's what they served to us. It's basically like, we asked for fine dining and you gave us gas station fish plates. That's what Jaguar was doing with this ad. And of course, everybody was just cringing because it's like, first of all, who even is still buying Jaguars these days? But let alone after this ad, like nobody was excited to buy this kind of car. The only person, and it's not even that the car itself was hideous, like the rebrand of the cars wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like I could see somebody being like, you know, finding that appealing, but it's just the ad and the energy that you put behind this. Like nobody wants to look like these non-ordinary, non-binary people. Okay. And as someone who really prides themselves and just enjoying the art form that is marketing, it's like when you put people in your commercial and you put people into your advertisements, essentially you're supposed to want to feel and look and have the vibe of the people that you have inside of your advertisement. Like if you look at some of the most iconic car commercials ever, they make you feel just like so badass, basically, when you get into certain vehicles. But what is this? Nobody wants to look like that. Come on. And the people who do look like that, and the people who look like this can't afford a Jaguar. You're lucky if these people can afford a Prius. They're spending all their money on hormone blockers. And for some of them on Big Macs, but I'm not going to say which one. And I'm not necessarily talking about the one you think I am. That's the gag. But I'm talking about her too. Woman of width. Nobody wants, this is just not it. So just for you guys to see how much of a fail this was, even just like financially speaking, this was one of the biggest fails I've ever seen. So shout out to my friend Ali London, who I got to hang out with in Israel. Hey, Ali, we're talking about you. Ali put this tweet up and a lot of people were talking about it and I was baffled. So Jaguar sales plunge 97.5% in Europe after disastrous copy nothing woke rebrand. The company sold just 49 cars. 49? Do you know how insane that is to only sell 49 cars? Most dealerships would be out of business if they own, like just in general would be out of business if they only sold 49 cars. But to say that the entire brand only sold 49 cars in the month of April is insane. And that's all throughout Europe. So not even just the whole country, the whole continent. The whole continent, you're only selling 49 cars? It makes sense because there's only 49 people probably in Europe that look like that can afford it. So following the backlash over the company's rebrand, so Jaguar Europe sales plunged from 1,961 units in April 2024 to just 49 vehicles in 2025. Now, mind you, they were already failing. The brand was already dying because if you're selling under 2,000 units in the whole month of April across Europe, that to me already sounds like your brand is dying. And there were a few people who are putting out stats of like how some of their competitors were doing in sales, and they were selling tens of thousands of units per month. So Jaguar was already on life support. And then this woke rebrand really just pulled the plug on them. 49. If you're only selling 49 vehicles, just pack it up. The Jaguar is extinct now. You are officially an endangered species, Jaguar, because you decided to go and heat up these disgusting nachos that nobody asked for. So that was the inspiration today. Let's get into some more of these because I've seen that Jaguar ad and I want to see the rest of what Grok says are the biggest woke marketing fails. Oh, this one's iconic. Shout out to Kendall Jenner. We're the Chosen is crazy on this. Period. This is so stupid. Whew. Okay, everybody on this team should have been fired. Okay, so for context of this one, this was in the height of like the Summer of Love stuff. Everybody was protesting. Like it got to the point where people were going outside to protest. You would ask them, what are you going to protest? And they didn't even know yet. Like people were just going outside to march, just to march. Like everybody was walking with me before I was even walking. Like, and I can't even lie. Like back in this era, I was protesting in BLM and doing all that kind of stuff too. And I was a clown. I was such a clown. But the whole premise of this is this, this idea that privileged supermodel Nepo baby Kendall Jenner respectfully walks up to this police officer and single-handedly ended wars and healed society by handing a police officer a Pepsi. You have women in hijabs gagged that Kendall Jenner just handed this man a Pepsi. You have lesbians, you have Stop Asian Hate, you have Rihanna's ex-boyfriend that used to hit her. You have all these different demographics just cheering and jumping up and down because Kendall Jenner gave this police officer a Pepsi. And you know what I will say, Kendall was so young when this happened because I think Kendall's a year older than me. This was like 5 years ago. So I would guess she was in her mid, like 24-ish. She was definitely in her mid 20s. She didn't know any better. She was getting her bag with the Pepsi deal. The backlash that Kendall Jenner got, I think, was really unfair. I think yeah, it was naive of her to do this, but it's not her job to be the marketing expert. Okay. It's like her job was to be a supermodel, walk up, do the campaign. Your logistics team and your campaign team are who are supposed to be the ones that do like the risk analysis. Why does this woman in a hijab have a nose ring? That just clicked to me. Are they boom? Haram. Ain't that against Sharia law? How are you in a hijab with a nose ring? Are there any Muslims in the live chat? Is that allowed? Is that allowed in Islam? Is that? I'm genuinely curious. If not, haram. Like, how are you going to have 3 different types of inclusivity at the same time? And the gag is, that's probably a Hispanic woman. That's the funniest part. I bet you that's a Hispanic woman who lied and got the role. Bet. Look into it. Actually, then again, with that nose isn't giving Hispanic. That's definitely giving Middle Eastern. No shade. Beautiful nose. Beautiful girl. And hijab with a nose ring. Haram. So, all that to say, lesbians. So, this whole thing. But no, it was crazy that Kendall got the backlash. But Pepsi, it's like, what were you thinking? You really thought it wasn't tone deaf. Even as somebody who in retrospect doesn't even like BLM anymore, that was so tone deaf. Like to think that you can just heal wars and end all of society. That's basically like if someone just said like, chill out, bro. And you just ended the war in Gaza. Like you single-handedly just restored peace in Judea by handing somebody a can of diabetes. That's what you did? That was crazy. That was actually just horrible, piss poor marketing. And whoever put that on the board, like I get what you were going for, but that was a crash and burn, like just unprecedented levels.